What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about, because we're down a lot today, um, Pump Service Company, tickers Pump. If you, hopefully you got out of that if you watched my video the other day on that company. It's down over 30% for the week. It, like most service companies, are not looking good. Oxy tanked another 5% today. Marathon tanked. Just about everybody had a pretty good clip. Apache, of course, it tanked. But Scorpio tankers and Tesla are still up. So if you bought Scorpio tankers from me talking about them, awesome. What's up, Jay? How are you doing? Talk about Future Fuel for a minute. They are an ethanol, biodiesel, whatever you want to call it. Um, they entirely run on subsidies. Without subsidies, they are toast. Europe just canceled a lot of the subsidies, so look for subsidy seeking producers of biodiesel to start flooding American markets. With how cheap fuel has become, I'm not sure entirely if biodiesel will be able to stick it out. So that's a stock I'd be concerned about owning right now. Also, with ethanol and all that stuff, that very well could go on the chopping block as a very simple fix, a quick fix, I should say, to oversupply, killing the subsidy. Most farmers are through growing corn, the main ingredient. I don't know if they've planted corn yet for this year, but killing the corn subsidy for ethanol would be a great move. Um, but yeah, how's y'all's day going? Awesome, thank you. Helix Energy Solutions. Not real familiar with them, so that's something I'd have to get back with you on. Let's check them out real quick. It's not a penny stock. Well, I pulled up mattresses. That ain't the one. Um, well, it's not a penny stock, at least, I guess. Down big today, down 9%. Helix Energy Solutions, also called Helix Energy, is an international offshore energy company. Focuses on subsea construction, maintenance, and salvage service to the oil and natural gas oil industry. When they say salvage, that could be profitable right now. Maintenance, profitable. If it's in exploration, I wouldn't own it. But if they do have, it's just like pump. If it's maintaining flowing oil wells, that's one thing. But when it's the way pump is specifically just for drilling and completion, it's not any good. I think you're seeing all the major funds and owners of pump getting out of it because it shows up for them. Across the board, this shows up for a lot of guys. If you don't have a lot of cash, you're in trouble. If you don't, or if you have a lot of debt, like Oxy is dead. Like, I will bet anything and everything Oxy is toast. It may take them 6 months, but they are not going to survive this. TGS. I want to have to write that one down. Um, I'd be careful with anything foreign for obvious reasons, but yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that one, Jay. You pick up any Scorpio, Jay? Scorpio Tankers is hitting it. TGS. It's pretty intriguing. I'm kind of curious how this whole Mexico thing's going to play out. The Pemex, all of them guys were catching hell from the government about not doing the cut. But I mean, when you look at oil markets and what little the cut's done, I think Mexico looks like freaking geniuses right now. Not to mention they're getting that monthly mailbox money from their hedges. Ticker for Scorpio Tankers is STNG. And they are providing a valuable service called floating storage. Back to all these E&P companies, there's so much oil being set aside and stored right now. I don't know how long it's going to be for oil markets to get back. This notion that the economy is just going to kick back off is crazy to me. Like bartenders can't even work right now. It's cold day in hell when bartenders ain't even got a job. All these restaurants, these mom and pop restaurants, they ain't got the kind of money to just sit around. And then on top of it, if they take a loan out, their employees, from what I understand, can't draw unemployment. So it's just one big circle F. This is like major big, and this hits oil square on the chin. So oil storage is where it's at. That Scorpio tanker. I'll check out some other tanker companies, but for sure Scorpio. Hell, they're up. They're up big for the week. I think 30 or 40%. ProPetro, hell, they're down 22% just today. Whiting, unless you're just trying to day trade it, I'd stay out of that. Chesapeake's reverse stock split, I guess, didn't work very well. Yeah, definitely anticipation. It's like online that meme that says, "I can't wait to hear. Would you like to start a tab?" It's definitely wild, that's for sure. What's going on right now? I don't think we'll ever see another quarantine to this magnitude. I think a lot of people will fight it. I think when all the data comes out, when this is all said and done, this is going to be extremely overdone. Don't buy EOG yet. Um, like I said, last few days, EOG I think still has further to fall. I think it will hit around 25 after earnings. So I'd hold off on EOG for now. But I do like the company long term. Just don't buy it yet. Pioneer, I'm not entirely sure how low Pioneer will go. Pioneer may see 60, if that. Pioneer Natural Resources has thousands and thousands of conventional wells in the Permian. So, poor Ring Energy. Every time they think they made it out, they get popped back down again. I think you're starting to see all the really big shareholders taking advantage whenever they can to get the hell out of the stock. So every time there's a run up, you're going to see pretty decent sized tank right afterwards. The PV10 model for which that deal supposedly is going to be done on is career suicide for a banker. No banker would ever ink that deal. Uh, he has a duty to his client to get a good deal, and that deal is not good. You may be holding for a while. You had a chance the other day when it went over $1, but that's about as good as it's going to get on that company. So, um, from what I understand, I've looked at a couple posts. They're trying to sell their water assets too. They've been shopping them around. I don't know, on one of the exchanges or somewhere. So that's they're hurting for cash, and they don't. If they're shopping that around, they're hurting. They're already hurting for cash because they don't have any. But if they're shopping that around, that means they don't think the bank redetermination is probably going to go very well, which it shouldn't. SunTrust is in a bad spot right now with the debt that they have. In the video I made talking about the cash burn and how much money they spent, you know, that point blank showed the destruction of what they spent it on. SunTrust has to be sick. I think the whole principle of Ring was to build it up and then sell it to somebody. And then they hit this thing called Corona, and they're not going to be able to get much money. They're not going to get any money. Let's be real. The San Andreas is not shell; it's a dolomite. It's down dip, water bearing, high water content, and they're just not going to get what they need out of it. So yeah, yeah, definitely get out of it if you can. There's some guys that hate my guts on there, and I've been shooting them straight from the get go. They just don't want to hear it. Um, but yeah. Also, guys, Digital Wildcatters. They've got a live deal. If you go to their channel, just search it, Digital Wildcatters. Pretty good, pretty good show. It is a lot more, I guess, industry stuff, but it's still great information. That's the name of them if you want to go check them out. I think their weekly Thursday podcast comes on at 6 p.m. Central Time. So really good if you guys want to get and check it out. Let me pull one. I can pull them to your or to their home screen, I guess. Let's see here. You guys have Twitter, Colin, and all them on there. Pretty good Twitter accounts as well. Uh, anybody see the Twitter EFT email? I thought that was pretty funny. Or not email, news article. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Pretty good read if you guys get some time. Okay, never mind. It's too big. All right, never mind. It was about this. Here, let me show you the title of it. It's on Reuters. If you've followed us on Twitter, you've been going after companies. Pretty good though. Pretty entertaining stuff. Any of you other guys have any questions for me? It says there's 3 people here, so you have any stocks or companies or any questions, oil related, gas related, helium related? Run like hell from helium. It is a pain in the butt, I tell you. All right, guys, I'm going to go on and shut it down if you don't have anything else for me. What's up, Jay? The story with Kooks, as far as what he wanted versus what has happened since then, because what he wanted and what he was planning completely went out the window with the Saudi flood. Like everything Kooks wanted is off the table. Um, Kooks, Kooks pointed out basically everything I pointed out. They spend way too much money on separate offices. Some of the offices are board members' offices that guys that own the building that they're paying rent to. Real, it's not illegal, but it's really shady for a company to do that. It's just not cool at all. Not illegal, but it's just when you're not free cash flowing and you're doing stuff like that, it's not cool. Uh, Vehicle leases, I think Cook said. Um, Assets, they're not prioritizing properly their assets. Um, just a number of deals. I'll make a video of what all he's wanting. I thought it was funny. Everybody thought I was working with kooks. It's like, if I was going by an alias account, and nobody knew who I was, then it'd be possible. But like, if I was working for profit for kooks and doing what I was doing and not disclosing it, shit, I would need a lawyer because the SEC would throw me in jail. I always thought that was funny. They thought I was in bed with kooks, but no, he's just pointing out a lot of the issues they have, and the problem now is they could have made a deal with kooks, but now that deal's off the table because kooks can look at 10 times better properties and production with for pennies, and more than likely, SunTrust will eventually either restructure. Remember, SunTrust forced them to do hedges. They weren't even going to do hedges had it not been for SunTrust. So hats off to SunTrust for at least making that a requirement. But yeah, I'll definitely get a Kooks video out for you. Make sure, and I'll share it on Ring Energy out in Stock Twits. Get all them guys riled up a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot to that, so I'll definitely make a video, Jay. All right, guys. If y'all don't have any more questions, I'm going to shut this down. Check out the Digital Wildcatters podcast coming up. It's in the chat section for their channel. But all right, guys, have a good one.